Hey everyone, welcome back to Fairfax Pilates. I'm Brittany, and our Mat Pilates workout today has a focus on the buns, the shoulders, and of course the core. I'm going to be using a few props today. I'll drop the link in the description below. You're going to want some hand weights and a band that you can place around the ankles and knees. So go ahead and get ready, and let's begin. Alright, so as I mentioned, we are going to be using a couple of props. I've got a booty band and some 3-pound hand weights. I'll link to these in our Amazon page in the description below this video, but go ahead and grab what you need, what's appropriate for your strength and how you want to challenge yourself, and let's get going here. We're going to begin with just some low back stretches, soft knees hip distance apart. Grab the back of the thighs and lead the low tail behind you, stretching out through the lumbar area, and then pull forward into a little bit of extension here. Let's go again, scooping the tail under, rolling back, and then return up with a little bit of extension. Leaning back into a rotation twist here, and then once on the opposite side. And then once you come up, let's just do a couple of shoulder rolls, and then very easy, just take it all the way down onto your mat, flat back. Close feet in towards the hips, and let's do a little imprinting and release here. Again, mobilizing the lower back being the priority of this warm-up. So you're just doing that subtle tuck, and then back to neutral. All right, so let's go single leg toe taps here just to get things going. We want to maintain an imprinted position. Certainly okay to be in neutral if you can stay that way, but I find that just doing a little bit more imprint is more connection through the abs. Okay, one leg out, one table. Keep that connection, and a very slow rock of the shape. So I'm going to anchor my hands behind the head mainly so that I don't feel like I'm using my shoulders, but just a slight flexion there. You're just lifting and lowering that shape of the legs. Same here, opposite side. So as you pull in, we are really just getting that really deep connection through the core. Tuck and in, and tuck and in. Find a nice easy rhythmic breath, feet down, and now let's go through that full bridge. So peeling up one vertebrae at a time, and melting down at that same articulation, starting from the pelvis, scooping under, bridging up, and then slow melting your way back to the mat. Let's do a couple more here. Squeeze and lift. Never leave bridges out of your routine. Tuck your knees in, a little side to side action, and then keeping that massage in the low back, and then we're just gonna roll. So you are not trying to slow this down, you're trying to find fluidity. So you want to have a nice rounded shape through the spine. All right, let's go ahead and flip it over. We're going to be prone for a moment, stretch out the body. So our legs are laterally rotated at the edges of the mat, and then just press into the forearms to lift breaststroke prep 1. So we inhale, rise, and then exhale to return. Try to leave the legs resting and really articulate through the upper back, just doing the opposite of sitting here. Then arms at the sides and we lift. Collar stays wide. Inhale, we rise up. Exhale, return. Lift and lower. Now folded hands under the chest, or not the chest, the forehead. Up we go and down. We're lifting from the chest. Again, trying to leave the legs quiet here, just lifting and lowering. All right, now connect the hands back to the mat and little windshield wipers with the legs. Reach back and let's hold this lovely quad hip flexor stretch. As you're holding the foot, really just driving the hip bone into the mat there. You want to hold anywhere from 20 to 40 seconds on your stretches here. Okay, so it's not about how close can you bring your foot to your bottom, but really how much are you pressing the pelvis through the mat towards the ground. And feel that opening in the hip flexor, one of our tightest muscles given our seated lifestyle. Okay, connect the heels, and we're just going to press up. We're going to kick it off with some tricep push-ups here. So you want to bend down with elbows narrow. The elbows are almost brushing the ribs as you lower there. And I've got a wide knee, heels together, just to get the the hamstrings active here as you're doing your tricep push-ups. We're going to get 8 of these. Nice warm up for the core and the shoulders, of course. Go ahead and tuck those knees in, get a nice rounded shell stretch here. And then let's grab one of the weights. Set up for a quadruped position, bird dogging here. Opposite arm and leg lift. And then we're going to tuck it in and go. In and reach. So when you're doing this version, you want to maintain a flat back the whole time. We are not rounding and moving the spine. Your isometric contraction of the core here is going to hold everything in the trunk steady as we just move those limbs. And now wide and center. Now that 3 pounds gets quite heavy here. Make sure it's not altering the stress level at your neck. If it is, you need to go a little bit lighter. We want to have a burn in the shoulder, but certainly nothing in the neck. Other side. Bird dog, here we go. All right, let's do it. And we tuck and reach. Tuck and reach. So when we're reaching, simultaneously close the heavy door behind you with the heel of your foot, driving out to feel the glutes. Your body should be very stable here. Side and center as you're going wide, making sure that your foot continues to dorsiflex at the ground so we maintain that connection at the waist. Last 2 and bring it in. All right, take that little bit of a shell stretch. Okay, going back to the first arm, hold that quadruped position for 1 arm reverse row here. So a little softness at the elbow, and we're just opening the arm to the side. 6, 7, 8, and we're switching sides. 8 of these, 7. So you're holding everything else still. That is really the challenge here. Those shoulders are burning, that weight feels heavy in this position, but we want to have the core active and nice and stable. All right, from here, tuck the tail under, knees hover, and we're just imprinting and releasing here while the knees are hovering. So shoulders are still warm from the exercise below, and now we are certainly getting some ab flexion here and a lot of contraction. Go ahead and sink it back and give me a nice little stretch there. Roll the shoulders. All right, so we're going to change what we're focusing on here now, adding some core strength to the shoulder challenge. Arms are in front. Here we go. We're going to scoop and roll back, and then we're going to just do little pulses. Think about really creating a lot of flexion in the lower back. Meanwhile, the bonus is that the core gets super strong, but really the emphasis is in the lengthening of the lower back. And now let's rotate. So this is like sort of a Russian twist. Keep the feet anchored. I have my handles or my hands pushing together here, so you get some chest. And of course, the obvious one is all the obliques that you're getting. Okay, and now we're gonna sort of separate this wide arms and then travel forward like a bird, opening your wings on the way back, and then way forward. You travel forward, bring the arms in front. Scoop, and then reach forward. Again, lengthening through the lower back as you roll back. The core strength is a bonus. Couple more. Okay, and now we're going to do them with up single arms. So one up and in front, the other up in front. As the arms go back in the front, try to keep them hovering. We want to go for some endurance in the shoulders here. Try not to let the arms take a break. We're going to keep them up here. I haven't set them down since we started this sequence. So you want to just keep that going. Inhale both, exhale down. This is for the overachievers out there. Both arms up at the same time if you can. 5, 6, 7, and last one. Good. And then we come all the way up. Okay, still haven't put those arms down. Right into your oblique rollback. Try to keep the legs pretty still and just reach back with one arm. Reach back. So when the arm goes behind, see if you can lift it up to about shoulder height in the back there. That's where we're going to get the biggest benefit through the obliques. Reach and middle, reach and middle. Yeah. So each time those legs are steady and we're just challenging the obliques with the load in the arm. Bonus that you're getting the shoulder burn. That is a lot. All right, now let's take our band and we're going to place it around the thighs, just above the knees, and then lie on your backs. Feet close into your hips, and we're going to do some bridging here. So just scoop the tail and lift, and then lower down. So the band, we're going to keep resistance on the band. That means that my knees and feet are as wide as it creates tension on the band. Even as you lift and lower, let's keep that same tension on the band. So our glute meads are working. They're on the side. Now let's open and close. 3 and 4. So while we're in that bridge, we're opening the knees. 7 and 8. Okay, and then take it down. Change the feet together. Knees are wide and we're lifting. And then we're going to just do our bridges with a changed foot position. Feet are connected, knees are wide. So obviously getting the glutes, getting the abductors, getting the hamstrings. Let's get as many as we can at once. And then little pulses here. And hold it up, and then we're going to push and push and push. Now this one's a little bit harder because we're already in quite a bit of resistance from the start. Okay, 9. And then let's take it a little bit down and up and lift. So this is like your bar class. Again, we're doing pelvic tucks. We're releasing and then imprinting, neutral imprinted. So it's more of a tuck versus just a lift and lower. Take it all the way down. All right, let's take it right into a clam. Knees bent, and we're just lifting the top knee up and down, up and down. 6, 7, and 8. Now we're going to go knees together and then feet together. Knees and then feet. So we're internal and then externally rotating the thigh at the hip joint. 6 and 7. One more time. Now thigh on thigh, and we're going to just lift and lift. 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to hold it up and pulse. 2, 3. It is burning. Lots of fire here. 7 and 8. All right, take a stretch. Let the legs slide in front and enjoy that spine twist here. Okay, let's flip over and repeat that same goodness on the other side. So starting with our clams. So you're going to go up with the knee to start, lift and lower. Keep the shoulders, ribs, and hips stacked, and we're just lifting the knee. 7, and then we have 8. Now we're going to go knee to knee, toe to toe. Yep, internal and external rotation. Still trying to get as much resistance on the band when you go toe to toe here. And then long leg, we lift and lift. Yep. 6, 7. Hold it up on 8 and pulse and pulse and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, take a stretch. You have earned it. All right, so from here, we're going to keep the band around the knees, add some arms, bridging up with the arms elevated. Let's go one leg in the air. So we're doing a little bit of lats and chest. Meanwhile, the work really is in the lower body. So I've got resistance on the band, and I've got a single leg bridge going on here, and those arms are distracting you. Right? So we go up and out and down and up and out and up and down and up. So just get this rhythm here with the arms. Keep the resistance on the band. And then let's just do a little bit of triceps. So when the arms extend to straight, let's keep the arms hovering off the mat. So we're adding these little pulses here, glute pulses, hip thrust, keeping the band open wide on the sides there, so lots of knees and lots of glutes. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, take it all the way down. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get our way all the way up. Let's relocate that so that it's around our ankles. And we're going to hold it wide apart with the abductors and stretch forward. And we're going to take it down nice and slow for our roll-ups. Arms lead the way, chin and chest follow, and then reach over. Trying again to keep the weights in the air. So as they reach behind you, they're pulling on the upper abs. And then as they travel forward, you're going to hold them up, and that's going to tax the shoulders there as you reach over the feet. Take it down slow and sure, all the way down. Try not to throw the arms forward. You certainly want to keep that slow and intentional. Now, arms above the head is going to load the upper body heavier, so it makes those abs work harder. Let the arms lead the way on the rise up for a little bit of assistance, smooth and flexion. And then on the way down, we're going to stack up. Arms over the shoulders there, and then coming back down. So leaving those arms up higher for longer is going to make that harder. You can decide how difficult you want that to be. By keeping those arms up, it is harder than if they are forward. All right, now straight up. We're keeping the feet open for resistance on the abductors, and we're holding those hands above shoulders and flexing directly up, really isolating the upper abs. Crunch up, crunch up. So it's no longer forward, it is up. Okay, now pull one knee in and then long. So I'm hovering my arms and I am crunching the upper body, and I'm just working those hip flexors here. Pull and pull. So I've got the hands over the chest to load the upper body even more. And then let's go ahead and rise all the way up. Take a little stretch break. Okay, little twisting here. Shoulders out, arms out, shoulder height. And we're twisting 3, 2, 1, middle, 3, 2, 1, middle. Taller with the spine on every turn, and middle. Keeping the feet wide apart with the band. And then let's go ahead and take a break. We're going to take the weights down. All right, so go ahead and flex the upper body up, and we're just going to hold those legs and pulse them open. Outer thighs, big time here, and lots of core. Hinge the legs up and lower down. So this whole time I'm holding that resistance on the band with wide heels. Lower down with the legs, crunch up, this reverse crunch. And up, 6, 7. One more to go here. And then come all the way up. Let's take the band off the ankle now. We're going to do a little momentum here for the next one, the roll up, roll over combo. I love this because it really just gets you to stretch. So we're going to reach forward and then slowly come down, but let the legs go at the same time and right over into a roll over. And then nice and slow, you're going to come down through the back and then chase the feet as you come all the way over and big stretch forward. And we'll do that a few times. So as you go down, when it makes sense, pick those legs up. You get a little help on momentum, but you still get the same flexion. I promise there's plenty of work in there. I'm sure you noticed. Doesn't make it easy, it makes it easier. How about that? So those are no jokes, so it's nice to have a little recovery there. And then all the way over. Okay, and then we're going to chase those feet up again. Take it all the way overhead here. And as we come down, we're turning that baby into a corkscrew, circling around and come up from the side. And then every time we boomerang, we go down, circling the legs towards the left, around to the right, and over. These are far more challenging than the straight rollovers. Try to keep the control through the upper body. Circle to the left, around to the right, and up. Good. And then just stay here for a moment. I'm just stretching. Okay, and then find your center. And then come down nice and slow through the middle of your back, legs straight down. Okay, here we go. Beautiful roll up, all the way up and over towards your feet. Stretch forward. Okay, let's come onto our tummy here. I'm gonna set the heels together, knees are wide. Okay, and then just anchor the pelvis down here. Lots of glutes and hammies. We're going to just simply squeeze the feet together and open our arms out wide, letter T. Chest is floating. The entire posterior chain gets work here. And then let's just move the arms a little. T to capital A. T to capital A. So you're just angling those arms back towards your legs. Meanwhile, those heels are connected with strength and you've got everything flexing in the lower body. Lower the arms down, and then let's just do some ups here. So we're just stamping the ceiling with the soles of the feet. Only going so high that you feel it in your buns, not your back. And then let's go ahead and take it into a swim. So the upper body is just relaxing and anchored, and we're swimming with the legs. Just find a rhythmic breath here. And then laterally rotate the legs and keep swimming. Notice how that feels differently where you're feeling it. Okay, and then let's go ahead and just rock the hips around. Let's come up for a back extension. So just an easy swan. Inhale as you press into the hands and lift the chest away from the mat. And then exhale, we make our way back down. Slow lift, and then return to the mat. We do so many forward flexions in a day. Really take time for some back extensions here. Always complement back extension with a little bit of flexion. It's like a reward. Okay, and then we're gonna do some side planking here. Grab a weight, straighten out the legs. Let's pop up to a forearm plank on the side, and we're just doing hip drops. So just leave the arm up. Whether you put it over your head or right over the shoulder is up to you, but it taxes everything. Meanwhile, we're distracting that with that lateral flexion, just about 8, and then we'll do the opposite side here. So we've got top leg maybe in front of the bottom leg, and let's get that lateral hip drop. Good. All right, and then we're turning this right into our plank. So I've got a little timer going there, 45 seconds. It's not quite 45 seconds, so just hang in there. It's about 42 seconds. So just try to hold here. So you're really driving through your forearms, you're squeezing into your butt, your quads, your whole body should be actively engaged here. Just find smooth, rhythmic breath. Relax the neck and shoulders. Keep the core on. Pelvic floor should be engaged here. Just breathing. Nice and easy. Yep. And then come down. Good. So then lift it right up into that beautiful swan. Just relax through the upper back, middle back, and lower back. Let those legs windshield wiper side to side. And then when you're ready, go ahead and pop up for that shell stretch. Nice and easy. Okay, and then take it up one side. We're going to thread the needle and lay the head and shoulder down, really just enjoying the upper thoracic twist. And of course the opposite side here, just threading down. Should be full recovery there at the finish, so make sure the head rests. Okay, I hope you enjoyed today's Pilates class. If you'd like to see more like this, don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, share with a friend, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much, and have an amazing day. See you next time.